In this new series, I would like to go over some of the chapters of Boruto that I think are the best within the series and kind of break down why they are so good or why I have them at such a level. Some of these will be from before I started this channel, so I never really got a chance to properly address them or review them or analyze them in any way. And some of them will of course be from afterwards, because I think that Boruto, since it's a ongoing manga, will have a bunch more 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 chapters. With that being said, starting off this new series is what I think most people would have as the best chapter within the series, that being chapter 66, or the Boruto versus Kawaki fight. Let's begin. I think what's putting this chapter above a lot of the other Boruto chapters for a lot of people is of course the build-up. With Boruto being a monthly manga, people often feel like a lot of things are quick pace or fast paced, and that is because they look at it as if it's one chapter a month, when instead it's more like 40 pages, which equates to about 2.5 weekly chapters a month. So if you look at it that way, then it doesn't seem as rushed or as fast paced as people think, but I digress. This chapter, even though, it's still a monthly chapter, has had the privilege of being built up basically the entire series. We start off the Boruto manga with a flash forward of Naruto being presumably dead and Boruto and Kawaki standing on a destroyed Konoha while saying mysterious things about the future and events that we haven't seen. And we are left wondering after this, how did we get here? At what point did this brotherly love and family that Naruto built from the ground up collapse? Which we first start getting answers for when Kawaki is actually introduced. So during the start of the Kawaki arc, they basically find Kawaki when he's running away from Jigen, running away from Garo, and he has very little chakra, but he still has the mysterious mark that Boruto has as well. And both of their karma marks resonate with each other. So this is the first sign that they have a connection beyond just being the adoptive child and actual child of Naruto Uzumaki. After that, through Kawaki and through his relationship with Naruto and Boruto, we start to see major developments. He's actually going from someone who would kill a normal kid just for bumping into him during Konoha to someone that actually puts his life on the line for others, people like Boruto, Himawari, and Naruto, and someone who actually values other people's lives. This is shown when we get various flashbacks and implications of his very abusive relationship with Jigen and how it's instilled in him that he is just a vessel and really had no self-worth. Once Naruto basically cracks this open and tells him that, he actually has a purpose, he actually has a life worth living, he is able to change and evolve as a kid and a person. Him and Boruto's relationship is one of the best moments within Naruto Next Generation and shows a very wholesome side of Naruto, Boruto, and Kawaki, or the whole Uzumaki family. This dynamic is also what's used to let us know more about karma and the new power system introduced in Boruto. This shows us that no, it's not just an alien inhabiting your body like with any inner demon trope in anime. It's actually something that will completely take over you and erase you from existence. It's more like a code downloading onto your body so that you cease to exist. Him and Boruto sharing this aspect while also being the children of Naruto Uzumaki allows us to not only grow to care for both of them because they're children who really have no hope of living, but we want to see the way they both rid themselves of these alien gods. After of course building their relationship and we seeing their moments, their lows and highs, Kawaki ultimately, with the help of Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto, defeats his inner demon and rids himself of the karma, that being Ishiki's karma. So that is one half of the issue solved. But then we're left with even more questions. If Kawaki is no longer able to be controlled by this evil presence that is Ishiki, why is he fighting Boruto in the flash forward? Well, immediately after defeating Ishiki, him and Boruto have a brotherly discussion. They talk about how he's going to save Boruto and he doesn't want the Otsukis to exist anymore and how he's going to destroy the whole clan essentially. So we're left wondering, maybe Boruto is the reason that they're fighting, and even though he is the person we're following and he is the main character, he's not actually going to be a good guy due to things that is completely out of his control. So we're left with two questions now. Is Boruto going to be the evil one? And will Kawaki be proven right in that Otsukis, regardless of if Boruto is a host or not, and regardless of if Boruto is the victim, bad and need to be extinguished at the expense of course, his brother's life. This is all done to protect Naruto, someone that is the reason for him actually having this good life and the reason that he values people now. Fast forward now a couple chapters, Kawaki is powerless. Even though he has this goal of defeating the Otsukis, he has no means to get to this. Even though Naruto trained him a little bit, and even though he's kind of a scientific ninja tool, karma was ultimately the biggest source of power for him and the biggest way for him to compete with these top tiers. So once he's faced with someone like Code, he can't really do anything but just get beat up and grovel at Code's feet. Boruto comes in to save him in true Boruto fashion, and while utilizing karma and actually fighting for the good guys, something happens that changes our view completely. We had seen Boruto get taken over by Momoshiki prior in the Boro fight, but all Momoshiki did was take a little bit of Naruto's chakra and actually rid them of the threat that was Boro. So while we knew this was a evil guy impersonating Boruto and actually using his body as like a means to get rid of something, he never truly targeted the good guys. So while we knew the threat was present, the threat never actually did anything. And while he took out Sasuke's eye during the Ishiki fight, he was also quickly defeated and someone who was only able to come out once Boruto was low on chakra. So as long as Boruto got rid of these issues such as being low on chakra or being knocked out, Momoshiki could never really come into full form. This is where the biggest difference in all of the Momoshiki transformation comes, because he is now awakened within Boruto at full power while Boruto is not injured at all, and he's now attacking the good guys. He's someone who made quick work of Code, with his variations of the Rasengan and overwhelming power, but he was also destroying Kawaki and threatening to kill Naruto. He actually had a giant Rasengan charged up and ready to kill Naruto right in front of our very eyes. So now we know that the threat is very real, and while Kawaki, his actions may be unlikable because we of course root for Boruto and follow him, he is ultimately right. The Otsutsuki are nothing good and must be rid from the world. They must be destroyed completely. Even if Boruto is taken over by one, he's just too dangerous. He's trying to kill his own father, for God's sake. Kawaki reawakens his karma purely in the form of a weapon, so again highlighting that he does not have the issue that Boruto has, but he's still using this Otsutsuki power, kind of drawing a parallel between Borushiki and him, but at the same time showing just how dangerous again Momoshiki is. Once he awakens this karma purely as a weapon and protects the one that showed him that the world is worth saving and showed him that there were good in humans and good in humanity, essentially rebuilding his entire character from the ground up and destroying everything that Jigen instilled within his brain, the fight begins. Kawaki, using the power that he hates and the power that he wishes to rid the world of, is actually going blow for blow with Momoshiki. And some of the best paneling and art that we've seen Ikimoto do, this fight is breathtaking. It almost looks like a movie. It flows so well with the incredible Toriyama-esque choreography that he likes to use a lot. Because as you know, Ikimoto's biggest inspiration is Akira Toriyama, author of Dragon Ball and artist of Dragon Ball. With the dynamic shots and uses of abilities that we've seen from Ishiki and Momoshiki alike, and very little dialogue only really happening when it's worth it, this fight serves to be the best yet in Boruto, or at least up until this time. With a mix of taijutsu, dojutsu, and ninjutsu, this fight gives us everything you need. It gives you the emotions, it gives you the power, it gives you the backstory, it gives you everything. But what really puts this fight past a bunch of fights within Boruto is not even that it's choreographed better than them or has way more build up, or even that it's between the MC and Deuteragonist. What puts this fight above the rest is the fact that it shows a key moment in Boruto and Kawaki's character. It shows on both ends just how far they will go, and it shows what essentially would be the reason that they're fighting in the flash forward. Now, if you didn't know, when writing a story, right, there's show and tell. You can of course have statements of people doing anything, or statements of what people could do, or you can show them what they're capable of. I'll give you an example. In Dragon Ball Z, there is a difference between saying Goku can destroy a planet and showing Frieza destroy a planet. Of course, you know through both events that both are capable of this, but seeing the planet actually get destroyed in front of your eyes gives a far bigger impression and shows you the true stakes of the battle. When Boruto is continuously saying, oh, I have no issue putting my life on the line, or when he's putting kunai up to his neck and showing that yes, he'll actually take himself out for the greater good, we get the impression that he has the resolve and that he's a strong kid, but we always are left with the question of, would he really do it? Because anyone can say anything. You can say that you'll do something, you can say that you're capable of something, but until it's actually done within your eyes, it won't leave that big of an impression on anyone. That's just by human nature. We like to see things more than we are told things. And for Kawaki, of course, he's always said that he's capable of killing Otsutsuki and he's capable of killing his brother, and he wouldn't hesitate, but would he actually hesitate? Would he actually do it? And does he have the resolve to be that old, heartless Kawaki that was broke down and shattered by Naruto? Well, we see just how far both of them will go, because after Boruto is slowly regaining consciousness and Kawaki tries to crush him with a rock, Naruto swoops in to save him. But just before Naruto can, get all his tears out, get all his emotions out, because at the end of the day, he is watching his two sons try to murder each other. Boruto gains the resolve, pushes Naruto away, and tells Kawaki to do it. And what he means by do it is to kill him. Actually get rid of the issue of karma, because this is the only way. There's no way to extinguish Momoshiki's soul like they did for Ishiki, because Momoshiki doesn't have a physical body. His entire soul is within Boruto's karma, and as long as Boruto exists, the looming threat of Momoshiki will still be present. That is served to be true even now in the manga years later. Kawaki, of course, still affirming that Boruto is his brother, says that he will do it because it's something that he has to do. So we actually see Boruto willing to sacrifice his life, and we actually see Kawaki willing to actually kill Boruto. And it happens. It's no kind of, bait and switch. It's not Boruto gets saved or Kawaki loses power. No, Kawaki actually kills Boruto. He shoves his scientific ninja hand right through Boruto's stomach, killing him in one blow. The only reason Boruto is alive now is because Momoshiki basically got rid of half the issue. While Momoshiki can no longer revive himself and become the Momoshiki that we know and that we've seen, he could still live within Boruto's body and basically wear his face as a mask. Their consciousness even starts blending a few chapters later. So now that both of these brothers have put their resolves on the line and showed us just how far they're willing to go, we get another question answered. We know why their relationship can never go back to how it was in Naruto The Next Generation's beginning arcs. It's because of the looming threat of the Otsutsuki. Now, regardless of who you like more as a character, Kawaki or Boruto, you have to see both POVs. Even Boruto agrees with Kawaki that yes, Momoshiki is an issue. He agrees that yes, karma is an issue. Kawaki thinks that the Otsutsuki, not even just thinks, the Otsutsuki has just shown him blatantly that they are willing to go through anything and everything. No matter what, they're able to destroy Naruto, they're able to threaten his livelihood in Konoha, they are an issue. And Boruto has shown he is untrustworthy because he's been hiding that him and Momoshiki's consciousness are merging. That is the entire reason they fought at the end of chapter 78 or 77. So the manga kind of does a reversal of what's typically done within shonen manga. Whereas the Deuteragonists, usually while they have a reason to do what they do, ultimately the protagonist is correct. Like in Naruto, he was correct in saving Sasuke, he was correct in his thinking, and he changed Sasuke because of that. Boruto, while he's fighting against Kawaki and we're rooting for Boruto, he has just shown to be untrustworthy. He has also shown that Kawaki is right, the Otsutsuki are an issue, and they must be stopped. While even if Boruto agrees, Boruto ultimately thinks that he can deal with the issue. And we're gonna see throughout Boruto if that's true or if that's not true. Because Kawaki, you may call him a hypocrite, but he has said on multiple occasions that he has no issue dying after he rids the world of Otsutsukis, because he knows ultimately that he is a Otsutsuki himself. With that finished, you kind of begin to see why people think that this is the greatest Boruto chapter. It is a 10 out of 10 on all fronts. It has the emotions, it has the build-up, it has the character, it has the choreography, it has the art, it has the abilities, it has everything. It embodies everything in Boruto, everything that their relationship is supposed to represent. It shows you both of the ideologies of Boruto and Kawaki on full display. It shows you just how far both of them will go, and it also shows you just how far Momoshiki will go. It ultimately gives you a bit of a preview of the first chapter. It gives you, on a smaller scale, of course, what has happened to the relationship of Boruto and Kawaki to at least kick off things before the flash forward. Even in Two Blue Vortex, this chapter is still relevant. Forever put a strain on the relationship of Boruto and Kawaki, and forever, while they still acknowledge each other as brothers, showed them that they can never be cool. They can never be friends. They can never be what they were. And it's kind of sad to see, because you kind of watch these kids grow up over the couple months that they were together. You go from watching Naruto, someone who we watched for 700 chapters, grow up and have kids, adopt another child who he saw himself within, who he saw that was an outcast, change his life for the better, and ultimately it all be ruined by the Otsutsuki. The Otsutsuki are just time and time again proving Kawaki to be right. They took away Naruto's ultimate gift to the world, that being his children. even his adoptive son, if it was in a good universe and if it was in the good timeline and the Otsutsuki didn't ruin anything, him and Boruto would be some of the greatest things that Naruto ever put out into the world. Splendid shinobi and people to carry on the will of fire of both him and Sasuke. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and chapter 66 remains to be some of the best work that I've seen within a manga. If you have any comments or best chapters that you think I should go over, make sure to put them in the comments. I will be responding to as many as I see, and of course tell me your opinion on this new series of exploring the best chapters of Boruto. With that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.